what you would love to tell your younger self?
Follow your heart and do what you feel is right. I work a lot on intuition, believe it or not, because again, when I started writing about jewelry and gems online, I had no idea what I'm doing, honestly, or where I'm heading. It's been 12 years. I'm growing and developing. From writing on the website, doing Instagram, I started running jewelry courses during pandemic. I co-wrote a book. I wrote chapters for some other gemstone books. I've been on the red carpet, not once, not twice, 3 or 4 times now. I've seen jewelry through so many different lenses, and I feel that now, again, it's just another step for me to bring something new to my audience.
If you think first mover's advantage is your thing, this podcast is for you. I'm not only bringing very prominent figures in the industry, she's not only just influencer, she walked red carpet, launched her own books, she's actively engaged in knowledge sharing, and her work is a piece of art. I'm very honored to welcome Katerina Perez on this podcast. Hi, Katerina. Welcome to the
Hi.
Jewelry Pod.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to talk to you about jewelry.
There's a lot that we need to discuss. Hold on.
Yes, so I was talking about being influenced by Russian culture and why I pay so much attention to the quality of my videos. But you rightfully mentioned that it's impossible to do it all alone.
Yeah.
And even though I started on my own, of course, over time, I've grown my team as well. There's 12 wonderful girls in my team who each has their own place in this company. Because I don't just run social media, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I also have a fully functional online magazine with the articles coming out 4 times a week, which is a lot of writing and equally a lot of research. We are known for bringing quality and not just rewriting press releases. We're hungry to know about jewelry, to listen to jewelers and gem dealers out there, to pass on the knowledge of others to our audience. So that's why we take so much time into research, into quotes, into speaking with the companies that we want to write about. And that's a hell of a job.
And how do you keep your cool, Katerina, with your family, with lots of traveling? I get burned out like every weekend, and I don't know, maybe I'm too new for this. And many people have told me, like, there's very narrow vision of influencing, narrow vision of podcasting. There were certain guests then whom I need to explain what podcast is all about. I literally told them out of frustration, I'm going to interview on camera offline. And then I'm going to edit and put it up. So how you kept that thing going on? I know you're very passionate about your work, but it's hard, what I know.
Well, the answer here is to really manage your time. For me, I can only do it because of my team, and I can do it because of my supporting husband. Right now, I've been to Geneva for a week. I'm in Dubai for a week right after. It's not that I always travel for so long, but this time it happened. And I know that my husband is going to look after our son. Nanny is helping here and there. And I can relax and do my work and come back and be a good mom again. But I think it equally comes to the point that we have to think of our well-being, mind and soul, and physical activity as well. Because I think what helps me a lot is workouts, because frankly, it's a very demanding, even physically demanding job. Imagine being at an exhibition 5 days straight. Before that, you have to work in the office 5 days straight, packing for 6 hours because, you have to choose a look for every day. And it's like a catwalk at home,
Do you show things to your team or?
No, but for me, I take time to choose what I need to wear depending on the weather, depending on what I'm shooting even, because you have to understand how your clothes are going to fit with the jewelry you're going to show. So that's why actually I have this rule that I don't match jewelry for clothes. I do the other way around. And then, of course, things like travel. People think it's so easy to fly 9 hours here, 10 hours there. You sit on the plane and that's it. You have to carry this heavy suitcase, and I'm a girl still, even though I work out, It's taking toll on the health, traveling so much, because I travel 2-3 times a month. But again, it all comes to really deeply caring about body, soul, and actually well-being of others, because I feel that what I'm doing is not influencing. It's spreading good vibes, a bit of love, a bit of kindness across the world through my media. My media is jewelry.
Yeah.
Because I told you, right? When you come to Instagram and see all this gorgeous jewelry, you get this dose of, oh my God, look at this beauty. Your heart smiles, you want to go and make someone else happy. I'm sorry, maybe I'm crazy, but this is how I feel.
You're
Like,
not crazy. On another note, with such a demanding job, have you made peace with your heels? Like, I feel like wearing not formal shoes, but sports shoes and sneakers
yeah.
with my suit. And I'm sure it's tough, right?
Yeah, I think my rule is not to wear stilettos. So it's
Uh-huh.
kitten heels. I can do that. Sometimes trainers, nowadays it's quite
It's
stylish to wear
cool. It's
trainers
really
with
cool.
skirts,
Yeah.
even, with jackets, with trousers. It's like semi smart clothes. I can afford myself not always looking like a
100%.
Russian with my high heels and all. Sometimes I can be European and wear flats.
Talking about this, are there any pet peeves of yours? Like
In
you
terms of
it just
styling,
anything could be work ethics, could be clients' work ethics, could be situation that just created out of nowhere. You planned it already in advance, and now things need to be done in a certain way.
since I was the one who built my business from scratch, of course, I had to learn a lot about how to be
Mm-hmm.
a businesswoman, not necessarily an influencer, but also how to
Mm-hmm.
run a company with 12 people, how to make the company grow, how to develop it, and how to not, as we're talking, have a burnout every now and then. Because I've been there, I had
Yeah.
once, and I don't want to have it again. So for me, what's important, and not just in jewelry business, but in every business, is time management,
Mm-hmm.
is delegation to your team. It's self-organization. I am super organized person. If things are not kind of organized really well for me, I can't function. Because I don't think people understand that in what I can't speak for all influencers
Mm-hmm.
out
Mm-hmm.
there, but because I'm a company owner, I have to wear so many hats. I have to be able to manage, I have to be able to write, I have to be able to film, to build relationships, right? Business relationships, to understand how to manage and grow a business.
Mm-hmm.
And often I have to do 20 things in one go, through
Yeah.
in my day. Frankly, sometimes I write down the things I've done, and there is 20, 30 things from completely different specialities. And you have to do this all if you want to be successful or if you want your company to grow
Mm-hmm.
in the business that I'm doing. So it's very challenging, but for me personally, it's super exciting because if I had to do just one thing, I don't think I'd be satisfied.
That shows in your work inside out. I'm not even talking about just your online magazine, how you present things on YouTube. Everything is on point.
Hmm.
And do you think, Katrina, that influencing as industry has come to a saturation? I feel there's still not that much competition in our
Yeah,
field, and there's a lot more
exactly.
room to grow. But
Hmm.
are people doing it right?
I feel that in jewelry, there is still a lot of room for many influencers who can bring something of their own to the table. But regardless of how you want to name it, key opinion leader, blogger, influencer, the key thing is to bring your own perspective,
Yeah.
to have your own voice, to have your own vision, so that when people come to you, they understand what they're doing here. Not just seeing a variety of jewelry with
Mm-hmm.
no really idea behind this mishmash of everything. They're like, whoa, what is going on here? But to have a very understandable approach to
Mm-hmm.
jewelry. And I think there is still a lot of room for girls and guys to come to the jewelry business
I
and to
truly agree.
show their perspective. What's different, I feel, in jewelry and say fashion is that in jewelry you have to know so much if you want to be a real opinion leader. You have to learn about gemstones, you have to understand the trends, you have to know jewelry making, you have to know who is out there, and so on.
This takes me back to my school days when I used to follow Maria Dole. She did some marvelous work, and I
Exactly.
literally used to watch as a fairy godmother of the industry.
Exactly, she is.
She did some great work and
Hmm.
very one of the first in our industry to
Yeah.
do an organized and very well informed content.
Exactly. I think she was the pioneer of writing about jewelry
Right?
online. I came after, and I always admired her work because I don't know if I shall call it bravery or audacity, but she comes from print, and I think she kind of understood that it's a big move to go online. And yet, I'm sure she's as passionate about jewelry as I am, and that's what brought her online.
Also understanding that there is a serious need of this thing in our industry.
Mm,
Barely still we have like four magazines across all
yeah.
continents.
Honestly, Krishna, I feel it's a much global approach to promoting jewelry as an industry.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm here for. This was my mission before when I
Mm-hmm.
started, and it's still my mission to bring more awareness about jewelry. Because when we open a magazine, We see a lot of fashion, we see beauty, we see travel. Where's jewelry in it?
And in a small corner, you'll see
Right?
jewelry.
Product
It
placement,
irritates me.
additional to a look, maybe a few images here and there, maybe one article if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I believe jewelry deserves more
Wow.
spotlight and more appreciation because, frankly, jewelry is something timeless. It's
Mm-hmm.
so meaningful. It has so many stories to say. It speaks cultures. It has its own language. So there should be more about jewelry out there. And if you don't see enough, you don't have enough desirability. So that's
Right.
one of the reasons why I wanted to show jewelry online, to put it in front of so many people out there who suddenly realize there is this design and that design, and how come we didn't know about this, and we want to learn more about that, and I can't wait to go to the shop and try it on, and so on. You
And
know?
do you feel that it is necessary to bring in the trends as well? How do you draw the line that there's a planning of your calendar and then some trend comes in? For example, Met Gala, if you
Yeah.
follow that now, Cannes is next. You think that it's good to stick to your calendar or it's good to stick to trends?
So for me, frankly, since I focus on high end, trends don't really exist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about something timeless. I'm talking about art and jewelry. But of course, when there is gorgeous jewelry seen on women, I can't not give it enough spotlight. So of course, for Met Gala, I did a couple
Mm-hmm.
of reviews. I always write about best looks I see on the red carpet, on the website and on Instagram. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen in Cannes. I appreciate trends, but I don't think jewelry is
Mm-hmm.
driven or should be driven by trends. When I personally think about a jewelry piece, I would prefer to have something that looks good on me
Yeah.
rather than something that is driven
It's
by a
very
trend.
individualistic thing.
It's something that you buy for many, many years ahead. So if you follow the trend and get, I don't know, a super cool ear cuff or a big full finger
Yeah.
ring, in a few years the trend goes down, but you still have this piece which you invested in and you can wear it, but then people think you are, way behind trends. So that's why personally I prefer something more timeless in jewelry.
And what you would love to tell yourself, like younger self, 20-year-old Katrina?
I think it's to follow your heart and do what you feel is right. And this is what I'm doing every day.
Mhm.
I work a lot on intuition, believe it or not. Because again, when I started writing about jewelry and gems online, I had no idea what I'm doing, honestly, or where I'm heading. But I felt that it was something for me and I needed to do this.
Mhm.
And not just for me, but for many people out there. Look where it took me. I think I'm on the right path. It's
You
been
are.
12
You are.
years. I'm growing and developing from writing on the website, doing Instagram. I started running jewelry courses during pandemic. I co-wrote a book. I wrote chapters for some other gemstone books. I've been on the red carpet, not once, not twice, 3 or 4 times now. I've seen jewelry through so many different lenses. And I feel that now, again, it's just another step for me. What can I do more of than going and reviewing the collections? Because this is the core of my work. But I feel like I want to bring something new to my audience. So first thing I've done is this year I've introduced a new type of, well, I don't want to call it content, but new style of videos where I work with an agency to film videos that will make you feel like you're sitting in the room with me and chatting
I
about
love your
jewelry.
series. I love that. I'm following
Right?
that series. It's very homely.
Yeah, and I share my vision. I share fun stories. I share horror stories. I share interesting facts. I share a bit of knowledge because for years I felt like I was behind the scenes. I was a model for jewelry, but I have so much to say. And I used to say it through my website, through the articles, but now I want to speak about it. So that's why I started this series of videos, which is, I don't know, 15, 30 seconds long. Well, sometimes a minute if it's some profound message I want to tell the audience. But the response was phenomenal. The
Yeah.
number of people who came back to me and they were so excited. They're like, oh my God, we can't wait for the next one. When are you doing more of it? And I think also it gave me an opportunity to speak on behalf of the industry about important subjects. Lab grown diamonds versus natural diamonds. There shouldn't be any fight between. It's choice
Actually.
of each person. It just has to be very transparent and honest of which diamond is which. And the prices also have to reflect what's been formed in earth for years and years and years and what's been manufactured in the lab. And there shouldn't be, I feel, comparison between, how much natural diamond damages nature or environment and how good the lab grown diamond is. Because let's not forget, we use a lot of resources for that as well. So there are certain subjects to be talked about and to be put out there to start a conversation.
So what would be influencing for you for like next 5 years or 10 years?
I think actually my biggest project for now, which I'm super excited about and I can't wait to launch next month, is called Katerina's Club, which is your online space on my website where you log in and you get information which is accessible only to you. You get access to chronicles, I call jewelry chronicles, because I thought, where is this one place where I can go to
Yeah.
and learn about what's happening in the world of jewelry and a small snippets of information.
Yeah.
I just want to go on Monday and on Friday online and see, okay, this week, this happened, new collection launch, new boutique opening, new watch, or something like
Yeah.
this in a nutshell. And then
But
I'm
I believe your
informed.
newsletter, which is a wonderful compilation of worldly information on jewelry, is
Yeah.
doing that bit already.
Newsletter, but it doesn't have enough because I can't put everything in a newsletter, but I can put it in the Jewelry Chronicles. Then I thought, where is this one place where I can log into and find all events in the jewelry industry? Right? For now, for me to understand which exhibitions are happening out there, which public speaking jewelry related events are out there, what, I don't know, even podcasts are out there, I have to go to 1, 2, 3, 10, 20 websites. I wanted to centralize all this information. So you log in, you learn about events, you learn about news. You also can see links to other web resources in one place so that you make sure you don't miss on anything important. And you also have access to exclusive articles on my website. Because as I told you, many articles we write, they're so labor intense. We have to do our research. We have to speak to the industry professionals, put this all together. So this is Katerina Perez Club, which I can't wait to launch. And another thing I'll be doing is online talks, of course, because this audience has to come
And
together.
it's a beautiful series, very relatable. It's new over here, and it is going to stay.
Will you sign up?
100%. Send me a link already.
For sure.
And one thing, Katrina, that you would love to rinse and repeat, you really don't want to reinvent the whole wheel, what that would be.
Honestly, I think there's a lot of room for invention in
Yeah.
jewelry. This is one of the reasons also why I don't just offer traditional content. You know, I love to do creative photo shoots about jewelry, and I'm the only blogger who does that. You know, I'm taking the idea like of a magazine editorial, and I experiment with photography, with AI, with collages. So with my photographer Ksenia Usachova, we create this kind of cool, edgy, interesting content because her creativity and my creativity come together. Something crazy happens and people love it. They see something super unusual because I want to say that high jewelry is not just there to be in a museum. It has to be equally enjoyed, appreciated, and shown in so many different ways.
Right.
So I can be playful with high jewelry. I feel that AI has a lot to offer to
Potential,
jewelry
yes, it's a-
industry. Of course, if it's used correctly, you know, or if you know how to use it and to be experimental with it. And equally, in jewelry design, there is still a lot of room to explore each designer's language of how they want to present something which we, for example, see in nature, or gemstones that we are all used to, or other materials. I feel there is still so much to offer. And this is why, actually, together with the Osmium Institute, we put together a contest where we offer designers to use the most rarest precious metal on earth, osmium, which comes in very small quantities, crystalline osmium. So this metal goes through a special crystallization process, and then it becomes like a flat, shiny surface, looking a little bit like pave of diamonds. And you can't bend this metal, so it can be used as an inlay or, you know, little beautiful inserts. And this was again a limiting but and challenging aspect. So I wanted designers across the world to help me to prove that not everything in jewelry design has been done before. And this is why we introduced this contest. It's been already first edition. We had over 400 designs to go through. It was phenomenal. I actually want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who put time and effort into this.
So cool is that?
And we had our top 3 award at Gem Genève.
So cool, so cool. I really look forward to what you're gonna do in future, Katrina. It was lovely having you over here.
Thank you.
Do you have a special message to all the audience of the Jewelry Pod?
Oh my God, I think you have to be a little bit crazy to do things differently, okay? And never, if you feel deep down, I want to do this, don't say no just because no one has ever done this before. Like, You have to explore your creativity, know how to stand out, and be daring in the desire and the abilities to stand out, and then it will pay off. Of course, it's often very hard work, but it will be worth it.
Thank you, Katerina.
And thank you for having me. I enjoyed it so much.
Likewise, likewise.
Oh,
Thank you so much for sticking around with us. I do hope this podcast brings some value to you. We are releasing the long form content and small form content made out of this and distributed across 7 platforms. All the details are in the descriptions. Please do engage, tell us what you would love to hear next, and I do promise to bring it to you. Till we meet again, thank you so much. So you have to choose one:
let's do it.
red diamond or blue diamond,
Red.
red diamond or pink diamond,
Still red.
red diamond or Paraiba,
Paraiba.
Paraiba or tourmaline,
Well, ruby light in this case.
tourmaline or topaz,
Tourmaline.
tourmaline or ruby,
The majority will say ruby, I say tourmaline.
tourmaline or emerald,
Emerald.
emerald or blue sapphire,
Still emerald.
emerald or yellow sapphire,
Still emerald.
emerald and mandarin garnet,
Oof. In this case, mandarin garnet.
mandarin garnet or blue topaz,
Mandarin garnet.
mandarin garnet or champagne diamond.
Champagne diamond.
So I'm going to give you hard choices. Katerina, are you ready for this?
Okay, let's do it.
Most dynamic man in jewelry world.
I'd say Jean-Christophe Babin from Bulgari.
Most dynamic women in the world.
I would say Elle Hill. She is a rock star.
One luxury brand that you highly admire.
I think it will have to be Bogosian for their daring creativity.
Your absolute obsession.
Jewelry, of course. I mean, what a silly question.
One favorite city in the world.
Dubai.
Your life motto.
Do it with passion or don't do it at all. I don't really like that word, but I don't know if
Good. You have
Princess. Oh, I can't give you the answer.
It's not in the option.
Ruby light is red tourmaline. Okay.
Yeah, so this is
Oh my God.
second.
Oh my God.
And I want to do the fire round. Rapid fire round. So I want my phone.
Okay.
Good energy. Love
Okay,
it. Love
good.
it.
Thank you all.